November 22 at 6:42 a.m.
You know, the anthology, this is Tigger, the anthology finished number 6 for the week in the Nielsen ratings. You know, the 5 big NBC shows still beat that. Now, I know there are going to be some beatards out there that will say that it didn't hit number 1, so it failed. Anybody who calls you up, Joe, and tells you that, tell them to get their heads examined. Remember the traditional history of rock and roll. Except for Elvis's TV specials and the Ed Sullivan Show, rock and roll has never done particularly well in the Nielsen ratings. It's one of the obscure things about that musical form, despite its popularity. For a rock and roll group, even though it's the legendary Beatles, to still hit number 6, I think is a very good to excellent showing. Now, maybe ABC may balk a little bit because they put so much promotion into it. Maybe they were hoping it would beat the NBC slate, and it didn't do that. But it still did amazingly well, considering the subject matter was never that popular on prime television, even for the legendary Beatles. So, please, people out there ought to keep their perspective. And I'm a little tired of people knocking Free as a Bird, a lot of the critics. Digger's comments, part 2. Remember, they took essentially a shit-conditioned John Lennon demo, you know, words incomplete, the whole 9 yards, and they turned it into something. Okay, it sounds slightly like the Traveling Wilburys in places, or Cloud 9 sound that's part of Jeff Lynne's thing. But overall, he did a great job. The guitar you hear in the back, a very Beatley-type guitar. Now, maybe Don Was could have made it even more Beatley, but I think Jeff Lynne did a very good job. And to those people that are complaining about the song, those critics complaining about the song and all that stuff, I think the problem with some people is they would rather go see the Mop Tops and relive 1964 than to go see an actual Beatle. They don't want to see a Beatle with jowls on his face or gray hair or anything like that. They want to relive 1964. Well, people like that ought to shove their heads down a toilet bowl because I think they did a very good to excellent job overall on the anthology and on Free as a Bird, and I'm looking forward to Real Love. Okie dokie, and I think the album will place top 10. I don't know how well the single will do. I think they're stupid to wait till December 12th. I think it's idiotic. But it's the first time a record company did something stupid. Look at Ringo's promotion from the Right Stuff and Private Music.
Sunday, 11:19 p.m.
November 22 at 10:46 a.m.
Hi, Joe. This is Alan Bain in St. Louis, calling with some thoughts about Free as a Bird. First of all, the harmonies are fantastic. It sounds as good as anything on Abbey Road, and I keep thinking of the song Because. And since they didn't have much to work with on John's demo, they really made the most of what they had. But thinking about the video, there is one point that's kind of important. When we first heard about the video, that it was going to be something similar to a Forrest Gump type video, I thought that it was going to include some maybe old footage of John with some recent footage of the remaining Beatles, maybe even performing as if they were a band again. But of course that wasn't the case. They used another technique from Forrest Gump, and if you remember that movie, they had a feather that at the beginning of the film fell to the feet of Tom Hanks and then would fly around later on, and it appeared at the end of the film as well. And the camera would follow it just as the bird does in Free as a Bird. So it's kind of that bird's eye view, and I know that there's a technical term for that technique, and I certainly don't know it, but it was nice to see it and think of the movie Forrest Gump and what they were trying to accomplish. That's the kind of technique that is not really a gimmick, but it is something new and unique. And I guess that's what we've always learned to count on from the Beatles, is always taking us in a new direction. So it wasn't just a boring old video, which of course it wouldn't have been anyway, but they could have done a boring old technique. Nice to see something new.
Press 1. Recorded November 22 at 11:57 a.m.
Hi, Joe. This is Chip again. Scratch that last comment.
You know what? I had only heard it once, and that was on the TV, you know, a little 2-inch speaker. But I just listened to it for the third time in my car, or on the CD, and I just stopped crying. And I don't know, it's beautiful. It's very touching, the song, Free as a Bird. I think they pick up where Abbey Road left off with a little bit of Magical Mystery Tour thrown in. A lot of hidden Beatlesque stuff in there that I couldn't hear off my TV speaker. So congratulations, Jeff. And, hey, good one on the ornithology. Anyway, can you guess what group is getting, my band, what group is being requested a lot? Can you guys play some? You fill in the blank. See you later. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 22 at 12:23 p.m.
Oh, I love Free as a Bird. I think it's one of the best videos that they ever came out with. It's so beautiful. It has everything in it, you know, all 80 different references to the songs and everything. Even though they're all in computer-generated Beatles, I wish it was the real ones, but it really, it's really beautiful. I can't even describe it. I'm so happy with it. Thanks a lot, Joe. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 22 at 3:39 p.m.
Hi, Joe. This is Steve from Fort Lee, New Jersey. One of the first things I thought about when I was watching the video was that the Generation Xers will definitely be into it, and they'll accept the Beatles on whatever level they will. That it was a really state-of-the-art, modern video. The song itself, it's just, I think there's no better way to describe the word bittersweet as with the song and the video. I think you said it best when you said you really just can't say what you feel of the song. It's an emotional something that's just inside. Real quickly, I'm a teacher here in New Jersey, and in my school, our music teacher made it a requirement that the students, 7th and 8th grade students, watch the 3-part anthology, and then she's going to show it, videotape it and show it to them next week. So I think that's cool anyway. Okay, Joe. Bye-bye.
Number 22 at 10:44 p.m.
Listen, I don't know about you or what really you think about this, but to me, Real Love is even far greater than Free as a Bird. And I think Free as a Bird is fabulous, and especially the video, but Real Love is even better. And the video, I watch the video and I watch these guys, and I'm thinking, if they stop here, they're crazy. They're crazy. If they stop here with these two songs, they're crazy. I don't care if Lost Lennon tapes never comes out. Let them take what they want from it and make a Beatles album or something. But this is just, it's overwhelming. You know something? It gives a person hope again in music. Because the last 20-something years of music has been a bunch of crap, let's face it. You know, there's been bright, sparkling, wonderful moments here and there. And even with their solo stuff, I can pick and choose when I listen to Paul and pick and choose when I listen to George and Ringo as well. But Real Love, I've listened to it about 25 times so far since it was on TV tonight. And it's just, it's overwhelming. It's just, to me, it's the beginning of something new for them. I just hope that they realize it. You know, I love it. I just love it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded November 22 at 11:03 p.m.
Hello, my name is Stephen Thompson. I called you a couple days about the Free as a Bird video. It's out. It's 2 hours and 1 minute after they showed Real Love, which I must say is the best Beatle video. Even better than even better as the Free as a Bird video. The old footage is put in, plus John, all of them in the recording. Not John, Paul, George, and Ringo, all in the recording studio. How it worked was brilliant. I love the song. I can't wait till it comes out. If you do know when it comes out, please put it in your line. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 12:56 a.m.
Gentlemen, there's a cricket on the mantle. There's a brass cricket on the mantle. Also, the pretty nurse handing out poppies is actually Mother Mary, Paul's mom. Morsed. Have a great Thanksgiving.
November 22 at 8:10 p.m.
Hey Joe, this is Chaz. I just finished watching the Anthology 2, and of course on the local Washington D.C. station here, we got like a whole news story on some old Beatles fans that are in town doing some stuff. So there's always a little extra follow-up that they do on the newscast. The second anthology was good. The Real Love Song, the video, excellent. It shows like it's really good video. I like especially the modern scenes of them. And like Paul's like, we're gonna get together, gonna record it, let's do a song. Of course, the other two don't answer, especially George. But I thought George was very candid. He was very much more at ease on the camera at this interview tonight. But the thing is, the new song, Real Love, I don't know. It's kind of... Well, it's a total John song. There's like no Paul or any of them in it. There's like, all they do is like play some instruments. It's like kind of, it's all right, but it's not, I don't know. Hopefully the third song will be a real catcher. But anyway, all the radio stations are playing Free as a Bird and things look cool, so. Especially like that Paul being broadcast live, his interview was from the set of his tour, which is pretty cool with the lights in the background. Otherwise, they all were pretty good tonight. It flowed very well, especially when they went from one Beatle to another. Like, there was no contradictions, and it was really cool. So overall, tonight's anthology was better than the first one, but the Real Love was not as good as the first one. Anyway, that's my opinion. See you later.
November 23 at 3:07 a.m.
Hello, Joe. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Debbie Bradley. I loved that Real Love thing, and I'd wished it come out before Free as a Bird, but I think that Free as a Bird would have been a little bit more disappointing music-wise, other than if it had been released after Real Love, because I wasn't expecting all the lyrics that I heard in it. And as for the All You Need Is Love, obviously I can't, appreciate the production standard, but I was disappointed that it faded out so fast. I wish they'd gone a little bit, like the bootlegs do. They went to exactly, past the end. But, because they cut it off a little bit too fast. But I'm hoping when the video comes out, it's a little bit different. Okay? Have a happy Thanksgiving.
23 at 3:15 a.m.
Hey, Joe, it's David Vogler in New York City, and I agree with you. It looked great in color. In fact, I'll say something. That looked like original color stock photography. I'm certain that was not colorized, and I've got a pretty darn good eye for this sort of thing. I think you're right, and it looked great. And I've been playing Free as a Bird around the clock. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving, Joe. It's your pal Dave Vogler in New York City. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Recorded November 23 at 4:18 a.m.
Hi, Joe. John Nucci. Just some thoughts. I think you're right. I don't think that was colorized at all. It was too good to be colorized. So I think you're probably right. That didn't look colorized to me. Secondly, I think I like Real Love better than Free as a Bird. Both the video and the song. After 25 years, I think the video I've been waiting for is what we got with Real Love, which is the three Beatles in the studio clowning around with each other. Just haven't seen that in 25 years. To have sort of a story-type video without the Beatles even in it, in their new form, was a bit of a disappointment. So I was glad to see the three of them in the studio being Beatles again. That's really what I think we waited 25 years for. Take care.
Recorded November 23 at 4:47 a.m.
So I didn't really like Real Love. I mean, it certainly was a Beatles song, as I said to my husband, and his response was, no, it certainly was a John song. So, it was still wonderful because it was still Beatles. But anyway, that's my impression. I liked Free as a Bird much better. Bye-bye.
Press 1 to play the next one. Recorded November 23 at 5:40 a.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Tony. I saw the video last night for Real Love. I thought it was much better than Free as a Bird. I loved Free as a Bird, but I just enjoyed Real Love video much more. It made me cry even harder than the other one.
I love the song better. I think it's going to even do better than Free as a Bird, but I do love Free as a Bird, don't get me wrong. And the All You Need Is Love in color was phenomenal. I mean, the whole 2 hours last night was just incredible. I mean, Sunday was fantastic, but last night just, I don't know, just outdid itself. I really can't even compose myself. I think I'm still shaking from it. Anyway, have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 6:30 a.m.
Hey, Joe, it's Chris. Listen, thought on the colorization thing. Well, they probably were filming it at the same time in the studio. You know, somebody running cameras and stuff in there in the studio as it was being broadcast to the world in black and white. So that's probably why it looks like such good real color. It's got to be real color, right? And I talked to Patty and Jenny last night, and they said, yeah, that for sure is the car that George bought. You know, he had bought a couple of them, I think, actually, but that did belong to him. And I'm going to be in total agreement with you. I thought the video was incredible. It just was such a great thing to see the 3 of them together. And you know, my buddy Val called me this morning, kind of all upset, you know, with the instruments and stuff going in the sky, saying, "Oh, they're trying to tell us it's over." And I said, "Oh, get a grip. They can't go on thinking records behind John forever." You know, that this stuff that they gave us was such an incredible gift. You know, these couple of songs in this video series. I just don't know how we can even go on asking them to do anything else. I'm just so pleased to have what I have, and pleased most of all that their relationship is mended and patched. So, just wanted to pass those thoughts along. And
at 6:46 a.m.
Hey, Joe, the All You Need Is Love, that was colorized. It didn't look too bad. I'm in general not a fan of colorization, but you're right, it has come a long way in the past few years. Take it easy. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 7:11 a.m.
Joe, Steve from Fort Lee, New Jersey. And you a bird can sing, huh? Oh boy. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Real quickly, 2 people so far that told me they weren't too happy with the Beatles' Free as a Bird yesterday said, you know, it's starting to grow on me. It's a pretty good song. So, typical people. And secondly, anyone who has anything negative to say about Paul, George, and Ringo getting together and singing John's song, look at it this way. Thanks to John, we have Paul, George, and Ringo hugging, hanging out, laughing, making music. If anything, that's what John's music has done for the 4 of them now. Have a happy Thanksgiving, Joe. Love you, Beatlephone. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 7:13 a.m.
You know, Joe, it's Digger. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your friends and everybody. I was going through that special issue that you had put out back in 1976, taking a lot of the great clips. I mean, not clips, but the news articles and the reviews from Paul's 76 tour. You know, it would be a great day for 1,000 pages and maybe make a combination of a special Strawberry Fields Forever issue. This anthology means a lot to people. There's been a lot of great interviews in the English press and, you know, that special photo with all 3 of them on the cover. Wouldn't it be nice to compile all that stuff and put out a special issue? I think a lot of people would treasure it, believe me. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, and I thought Real Love was really good. I liked Free as a Bird better, but it seems like to me, while Free as a Bird had a slight twinge of the Wilburys, this sounded like it could have been an outtake from the Magical Mystery Tour sessions, the Sgt. Pepper sessions, or even something left over from Yellow Submarine. The vocals, which sounded slightly speeded up to me, sounded like something right out of I Am the Walrus. Compare the two vocal tracks and you'll see. And whereas I think the other will go top 5, I don't think it's as strong as a track, but I think it'll still go top 10 if released. The only thing that may prevent it is that if so many people go out and buy the album, then they may not want to buy the...
Press 1 to recorded November 23 at 8:09 a.m.
This is Denise from New Jersey, and I love that fit. I love the whole show last night, but I love that video. Seeing those 3 work together and clowning around and being happy was every second of it. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 8:14 a.m.
Hey, Joe. Happy Thanksgiving from us Clovis over here in Melrose, Mass. And, once again, A+. What can you say? What do you expect? Can't expect anything less from them guys, I guess. See ya.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 8:24 a.m.
Joe, you were right. The All You Need Is Love looked wonderful. I've read elsewhere that it was colorized. Although I sort of agree with you, it looked too good to be colorized, but it also looked to be too good to be actual color film from that period too. So I suspect it was colorized. The question I had was, I wondered what studio George, Ringo, and Paul were in after they drove up in that car, whether that was Henley Park or Paul Studios at his house. And you didn't mention the Nightline piece. I hope you saw that. It was a great, great, great piece. Perfect follow-up to the anthology. Really superb and amazing to see people like Jesse Norman and Itzhak Perlman talking about how much the Beatles meant to him. I do hope you got to see that. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 9:36 a.m.
So, Joe, it's Rick Minnick in San Francisco. How are you? I liked part 2 better than part 1. I don't know why exactly. My thoughts on it are George is very astute and reflective. I'm getting the most out of what he has to say. I really am. I'm really impressed with hearing George talk. I think it's great. How did you like the song Real Love? I like Freesburg better, but my parents, who are amazingly watching this thing, like Real Love better. A little anecdote, my mother said to me the other night, who's 72, I forgot how good their music was, and to my recollection, she never knew how good it was. All I remember is her complaining that you couldn't understand the words and it was too loud. So it's funny how times have changed. And so we're Beatle Heaven Week. Talk to you tomorrow. Or I'll listen to your message tomorrow. Talk to you. Bye.
Press 1 recorded November 23 at 11:54 a.m.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving, and yes, chances are All You Need Is Love was definitely originally filmed in color. I mean, it was broadcast black and white over all the TVs in Britain, but just look at what they're wearing. This is definitely not black and white film kind of clothing. But meanwhile, concerning what they did last night, did you notice how everybody, the media thing was all about Free as a Bird, Free as a Bird, Free as a Bird, all I've heard about for weeks and weeks and weeks. They played it Sunday night. It was wonderful. And then they just mildly in passing mentioned this song, which Paul in Q Magazine just referred to, as a kind of a poppy little song, Real Love. And Real Love, if you really listen to this song, is twice as overwhelming, 3-4 times as overwhelming as Free as a Bird. And I'm thinking tonight in about 6 hours here on the East Coast, I'm calling from Connecticut, this thing's coming on again, and they're going to do it all over again. And I'm wondering, what have they got up their sleeve for tonight? I can't imagine this band and these 3 guys and Neil and all these other people that are working on this, putting this thing together and having the end of it like this big flop thing at the end, the Beatles breakup, animosity, horrible, this mudslinging and the whole thing like that. But what a lovely end for a documentary. I'm thinking, no. With all the warmth and the tremendous quality of camaraderie that's gone on, I'm thinking, these guys have something up their sleeve.
24 at 2:27 a.m.
Hi, Joe. This is Stephen Kelly in El Paso, Texas. I agree pretty much with everything you said about the anthology, except the last episode I thought was a bit off balance in that it centered so much on the Let It Be material, including full performances of Let It Be, Long and Winding Road, Don't Let Me Down, dealing so much with that bleak period where some of the other, especially the mid-period material, seemed to get a little pushed aside for that. And I remember a couple of days ago I said in the first part that we saw the three Beatles together just prior to Free as a Bird, I thought I sensed some tension between Paul and George. I seem to sense that again tonight when they showed George playing the ukulele, and Paul said something, and George didn't respond, and Paul kind of said, almost so, well, I guess you don't have an opinion about the song he was asking. I was also surprised we didn't even hear a little clip from the first Quarrymen recording. I hear it was very bad sound quality, and I understand why they didn't put it on the CDs, but I thought we might have heard a little bit of that. I'm talking about the day Paul met John in 1957, because I know Paul or Apple had brought it up, and I'm surprised we didn't even hear a little bit of a clip of that. Anyway, thank you very much.
Press 1 recorded November 24 at 3:57 a.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Sue from St. Louis, and oh God, the anthology was just wonderful, and I enjoyed the 3 days so much. It was just well worth waiting for, and I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know what words to use, but I have a January newsletter coming out for the St. Louis Beatles Fan Club, so I better come up with some. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know I totally agree with you. And yes, you are in USA Today. I'm looking at it right now on the front page of the live section, so it's pretty cool. Thanks for all the great Beatlephones.
Press 1 recorded November 24 at 4:05 a.m.
Hi, Joe. John Nucci. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was going to leave the message today. That was precisely what I was going to say. That is, the color and the quality of the clips was just absolutely gorgeous. I was watching the Hey Jude clip last night in the anthology, and let me tell you, that looked like a live video. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible. I don't know what they did to clean it up, but I have never seen quality like that. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think, frankly, that the star of the anthology was George. I really do. I think George's interviews were the most insightful, incisive, and articulate. Paul was good, but he was being Paul. He was sort of posing a little bit. Ringo was very good, very honest, but wasn't quite as articulate because he's not quite as articulate. But I thought George was just absolutely great. I think he stole the show. Anyway, take care of yourself, and we'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded November 24 at 5:45 a.m.
Hey, Joe, it's Joe Merrimack. You couldn't have said it any more brilliant yourself. I mean, you put it in the exact terms that I was thinking. Actually, you put it in better terms. But I just wanted to ask you one thing. The Free as a Bird single you said is being delayed to December 12th, and that irritates me slightly because as far as the Beatles go, I'm very competitive, and I thought that, releasing that as a single, I understand the marketing ploy to, try to sell the double CD, but I'm just a little disappointed because I wanted to see Free as a Bird debut as number 1. And just wondering if you had any thoughts on that, if it's even worth mentioning the strategy there. I mean, it would have been nice to see that thing debut at number 1, and maybe on December 12th it will, but I'm just concerned by that time. People may be not sick of it. I'll never get sick of that song, but you know what I mean. We'll never get sick of it, but we're talking about the mass public, so just a little upset at that because I want to see the Beatles put these Michael Jacksons and Michael Stipes and whoever in their place as far as this goes, and Hootie and the Whatfish. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded November 24 at 2:10 p.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Alan Kersey, 01602. Just want to quick mention a few things. The anthology, what can I say? You put it was brilliant. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes as well as a number of people who I know.
24 at 2:47 p.m.
Hey, sweetie, it's Chris. Yes, you are quoted in USA Today. I just was given a call because I just picked up the paper this afternoon. And there you are. Joe puts the story. That's pretty cool, dude. And also, you know what? My only other complaint last night for the anthology, did you notice how they loaded it with extra commercials? It was driving me crazy. It was like every 5 minutes they broke for a commercial. I guess probably because of the Thanksgiving audience, they anticipated people vegging out in front of the TV after dinner. So, but I felt like we got a little bit shortchanged. Not on behalf of the guys, of course, but because of ABC, and they're looking to make the extra bucks there. So,
And last night was the first night I just kind of really cried at the end. I don't know what it was. I mean, it was like I had no control. It just happened all by itself. Anyway, what a show, huh? I know. I'm absolutely dying for this series, the video set to come out. Can't come soon enough as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, my dear, take good care. Have a great weekend. 24 at 2:28 p.m.
Hey, Joe, it's Caswell. Just saw you in USA Today. Very happy that you did that, and I'm very happy that they broken records even this late in their career. It's kind of funny. It's kind of great. I was very happy to see it, and I'm just so impressed. And all my friends are all impressed with how much they sell and you know, all the ratings they've been getting, which, although they weren't beating Friends, they're still doing pretty good. And just incredible stuff. And so, you know, kind of speechless as far as everything goes. But you get the general idea, Joe. So keep it up and keep going, and we're having a good time listening to you, and hope to get you on my TV show soon.
Press 1 recorded November 26 at 4:31 a.m.
Hey, Joe, it's Ian Williams again. There's just so much stuff coming out that I don't know what you have yourself. So here's a couple more things. Something I hadn't heard before. I read it. I think it was a part from ICE. It said that when the 3 anthology covers are put together, it's going to form a really big picture that all goes together. So you need all 3 the covers. And also that the home video releases are going to have that too, all on the covers. There's going to be 8 of them, and they're all going to form a big picture, which reportedly is like a scene from Help or something like that on the videos. And also there's talk about a 3rd song, Lennon song they're thinking about finishing, which isn't Goal With Me, that Jeff Emmerich quoted saying that Paul was up for it. I think this is a nice too. And he said that it was totally lacking in verses, but the chorus was great, and he thought it would make a great record. And it didn't have a formal title, but they thought it would be called either Now and Then or Miss You. And Jeff Lynne said that he liked it a lot, and they wished he could have finished it, but they only worked on it for an afternoon or something, and maybe they'll get back together and do it. So, okay, I think that's it. Do it.
Press 1 recorded November 26 at 5:31 p.m.
Joe, how you doing? Kevin McCarthy in New York. Finally got back to you, but I agree with you 100%. The anthology just blew me away, as did the new songs. My favorite is Free as a Bird, currently my favorite Beatles song. Outstanding, well done. A little curious about Real Love. Do we have to wait till the 2nd volume of the anthology to actually get an audio copy of that? Or
26 at 8:06 p.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Ellen Rodriguez from Sharon, Massachusetts. I just wanted to say I agree with everything you said about the anthology. It was absolutely terrific, and I loved all 3 nights. I did miss getting a new song the 3rd night, though, and although I loved Free as a Bird and Real Love immediately from the first time I heard them, the more I hear them and the more I see the videos, you know, I tape them, of course, and I've replayed them many times, and the more I see and hear them, the more I love them, and you know, they're just so terrific, and there's such, you know, nostalgia in them, seeing the way the videos were made, how beautifully they were done, and seeing the 3 of the surviving Beatles together again was terrific. Also, I just got home from the Good Day Sunshine Convention in Connecticut this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. J.D. Jones of the Monkees was there, and he had a lot of interesting stories about, you know, his old days knowing the Beatles and, you know, hanging around with them a bit, especially Ringo, who he, as you know, did a commercial with recently. And Norm Washington from Hard Day's Night was there, as well as Al Bicknell and Gordon Millings. And it was a great convention, had a lot of fun, and just wanted to let you know about it. Bye-bye.
Press recorded November 27 at 4:48 a.m.
Hi, Deb Harris. This is Linda from South Florida, and yes, I was the first one online to buy the Anthology CD at Best Buy, like 2 minutes from my house, and I do have the interviews, and it is wonderful, just like you said. They had tons of them. There were about 300 of us online, and And I went back the next day to buy one for a friend. They still had a lot left over, and like you said, it is definitely worth it. So if you need one, you want me to send you one, if I can still get one, just let me know. I'd be happy to do it for you. But yes, it is wonderful. Thank you. Bye. Press 1. Recorded November 27 at 10:33 a.m.
Hello, Joe. This is Debbie Bradley. I just got off the phone with a record distributor. Sorry, haven't been drinking, but I'll try. He said that the U.S. pressing of the anthology on vinyl is very, very limited, like 25,000 copies. So whoever can get one, better scoop them up now while they last. All right? See you later. Ciao.
November 27 at 11:16 a.m.
Hi, Joe. How you doing? This is Val Kuntz, friend of Chris Pash's, as I've talked to you before. Anyway, I think I'm on to something possibly. I listened to the anthology as well as inspected it. I, as well as 6 other people that I know of who checked their CD when they got it, I have seemed to smell something there. I smell the tinge of celery, and the fact that the 3 Beatles are now vegetarians, I wouldn't put anything past them. You know, like those scratch and sniffs in magazines where you rub it and then you smell a neat fragrance. I'm wondering here, did they put maybe a fragrance on a celery because they're all vegetarians? It wasn't just my CD. I told 6 other of my Beatle maniac friends, and they all concurred this. So some people, the smell is stronger on disc 1. Mine happen to be stronger on disc 2. So if you can find out anything, you can give me a call back and let me know.
27 at 10:57 p.m.
Hey, Joe, calling from Minneapolis, home of the Best Buy headquarters. They said up here that they printed 350,000 copies of them, and they are out. They did a big sale up there, but of course, it sounds like maybe you have another little inn, which would be a beautiful thing. We've been beating the streets here, and like I say, I've got a couple, but they are tough to get, and they're, like I said, their headquarters up here in Minneapolis. But they went over well, so they sold 35,000 copies in the first hour in their stores here in Minnesota. So that was a good sign. See ya.
Press 1. Recorded yesterday at 2:38 a.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Alan Kirstein, Worcester, Mass. The anthology was wonderful. What can I say? It was great. All my answers were the questions that I had about the Beatles, as individuals, as a band, and so forth and so on. And it's been 25 years for Free as a Bird and Real Love, but it was worth the wait. And last night on, I think it was channel, it was on VH1, they finally showed Free as a Bird. It's finally coming out. Wonderful. Well done. Well done. Take care.
Press 1. Recorded yesterday at 2:39 a.m.
Hey, Joe, Dean Williams. I just wanted to say I thought everything was great. I think it'll be better with the 10 hours. The 3 days were pretty cool. It was pretty sad, though, at the end, seeing everything end, it's not even the dissolution of the group, it's just everything ending in the 60s, and it was just kind of sad. And I really liked it, and I liked the new songs. I liked them both. And the anthology was great. I think the next ones will be better, but this one was great and had a lot of good stuff, especially the first CD with all the early stuff. And I love the song You'll Be Mine with John in there, and bringing me the piece of toast the other morning. I love that part, even though it's really stupid and silly. I think it's really funny. So I liked it all, and I'd give it all an A+, using one of your grades. See you later.
Press 1. Recorded yesterday at 3:53 a.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Joe Merrimack, and I'm a little surprised or disappointed that they didn't go over the Paul is dead theory, probably because they didn't want to admit that it was something they made up, maybe. I don't know, but that's one of the most mysterious things to me about the Beatles, and one thing that just made them all created helped create the mystique, and I was just saddened that they didn't
you later. Bye, Joe.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 4:32 a.m.
Joe, this is Frank Bianchini. I probably said this already. I thought the anthology was good, but I can understand why people might not have thought that it was good, particularly people who weren't fans, and maybe even people who were, but the CD is absolutely fabulous. I like The Free as a Bird. I love, but again, I can sort of understand why maybe people who really aren't Beatles might not. And it's not the best song they ever did. But I love Real Love, and the two videos for the two songs are such a treat to Beatles fans. I have watched them again last night, and they are such it's like the Free as a Bird video is so beautiful, it is so well done, and it is just such a gift to Beatles fans. I mean, it's just, I just think they are so lovingly done that, I don't know, it's just wonderful. Bye.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 4:41 a.m.
Hi, Joe. John Nucci. I left some thoughts on the anthology a couple times last week. I'm never one of the lost words on that stuff. But, I guess a week later, what sums it up for me is the thing I'm going to miss the most now that the anthology's over was that very familiar feeling of something coming on TV with the Beatles on it. It sort of sent me back to the 60s when you knew that Ed Sullivan was going to be on the next Sunday night, and you'd sort of count down, and on Sunday afternoon you'd know the Beatles were going to be on that night. There was a certain anticipatory feeling that you had knowing the Beatles were going to be on. I haven't had that feeling for 25, 26 years. And suddenly here it was, 25, 26 years later, and I had that feeling again. That to me is really sums it all up in the anthology for me, was having that feeling for the first time in 25 or 26 years that the Beatles were going to be on TV that night. Very familiar feeling. Brought back all kinds of recollections. See you later. Bye.
Press 1 to recorded yesterday at 5:03 a.m.
Joe, it's Bill Chapman from Boston, old buddy. My opinion on the anthology, it's a very antiseptic look at the Beatles. It was great. It's valuable to have in one archive, but it's like, I don't know, Beatles light, and I think the younger people should have that, but it's much like the Ken Burns baseball anthology. You and I and people of our ilk know a lot more than the mortals do, and it's still a nice piece, and I'm glad they did it, but I wanted more. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 5:35 a.m.
Yeah, it's Digger. I'll give you my opinion again. I think the people that are criticizing Free as a Bird and Real Love are being too critical. Free as a Bird in particular. John wasn't a very technical person. He wasn't like Brian Wilson or Paul McCartney, where he'd go into a 2-track studio, make sure half the balance was correct, use professional equipment, and do a demo. Listen to the lovely Linda. That was a demo. It was the first time Paul used that home equipment of his in his home in '69. John just took a regular mono deck, from what I understand, used very low-grade BASF tape, and that was the demo that Free as a Bird was recorded on. Well, Jeff Lynne and the other three Beatles and Jeff Emmerich took that demo and made it into a tremendous work of art. Okay, it may not be the greatest song the Beatles ever did, but it's no schlock, and even second-rate or slightly lower than the extreme highest Beatles is still better than 90% of the market out there. I think it's a very good song. I think Real Love is. I think it's going to go down as a classic, not just because of the performance, but because of the historical nature of the material. I think the anthology was done very well on CD. It provided a lot of good home recordings, definitely an archival release. Archival releases aren't for everybody because the quality can change, and they're not perfect takes, they're experimental takes, but it's excellent documentation of how the Beatles were as a group, studio and live.
Press 1 to play the recorded yesterday at 6:21 a.m.
Hi, this is Denise from New Jersey. I absolutely love the Anthology on TV. I can't wait to see the longer version on the videos, and the CD is great. It's just to hear something that I haven't heard the Beatles doing. It's just incredible. I love the 2 new songs, and I can't wait to hear the rest of the CDs. I think it's all great. Bye-bye.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 6:57 a.m.
I like Free as a Bird. When I listened to it first few times, I wasn't too thrilled with it, but I found myself waking up humming it during the day, just humming it without even realizing. So it's got a really nice tune. I love the Anthology. I just smile when I listen to the tape in my car. And, of course, I was one of the ones at midnight to get it at Best Buy. It was $12.99, the double cassette. And the free thing that came with it was $9.99, but, of course, I got it free. And if you have a fax number, I can fax a copy of the booklet to you or whatever. But anyway, this is Jane in North Carolina. Thanks.
Press 1 to play the next note recorded yesterday at 7:06 a.m.
Hey, Joe. This is Ken in New Jersey again. I had originally told you that I was disappointed in Free as a Bird, and I still am. I think all the it was overhyped, and while it's a very nice song, it is not a classic Beatle tune. And the same goes for Real Love. It was a nice gesture, but I think given the hype, it was actually less than expected. I thought the Anthology was fabulous, and so are the CDs. So looking forward to hearing what everybody else thought. Take it easy. Bye.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 7:38 a.m.
Yes, thanks. Hi, my name is Mitch from Connecticut. Opinions on the Anthology and CD. Loved the TV show except for part 3. I thought it was a bummer. Didn't need to put in the Ballad of John Yoko. Why did they omit Lady Madonna, which is a Beatles single, and put in the Ballad of John Yoko, which is essentially a John Yoko single, and a lot of footage from Twickenham, which is the most depressing part of all. I mean, the worst music and the most depressing. You can make a billion bootlegs on this stuff from January '69, but all it is a load of crap. 10 good songs out of something like this. Just Phil Spector shouldn't even put Let It Be out. But anyway, aside from all that, I did love the Anthology TV series, but part 3 was a bummer. It was just it left me with a depressing feeling in the end. Just a depressing feeling. They could have found another way to do that to end it. But anyway, love the CD. Hope that it's the beginning of something great as far as these releases are concerned, that they'll continue this like with the 66, 67 material. You have a great day. I'll keep in touch. Bye.
A.m.
Yes, I think everything was done with class. The Anthology, I had bought the first 2 CDs. I thought that was done. Everything was done appropriately, and I give it 2 thumbs up.
Press 1 recorded yesterday at 11:09 a.m.
Yeah, I thought the Anthology disc was great. Second disc, real good. Like the Anthology TV show, a couple things I didn't like. Too many commercials, and the ending that kind of ran short. I thought at the end they didn't talk about everything they should have. My name is Jason Savage.
28 a.m.
Yes, I think everything was done with class. The Anthology, I had bought the first 2 CDs. I thought that was done. Everything was done appropriately, and I give it 2 thumbs up.
Well, I know got cut off because you were talking so much, and I know how you feel because I have a lot, as a matter of fact, that I want to add to my opinions on the Anthology and the CD. It's probably going to take me a couple of days to get all my thoughts together. But let me just say, one of my favorite parts of the Anthology was seeing the home movies of the Beatles. I really loved seeing the Beatles just being themselves and not Beatles, per se, I guess, or just
having fun in private and not always under the scrutiny of the public eye. So it was great to see those home movies that I'm sure a few people have seen before. The only thing that was disappointing in the anthology was that, besides the commercial break every 10 minutes, that was a real bummer, was that I thought they left out quite a few details and stories. For example, they didn't explain about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, so it was really about a girl named Lucy and not about LSD. They didn't explain the real reason the Beatles left India. The stories behind Dear Prudence and Sexy Sadie would have been kind of nice if they had added those in. I would assume that those are going to be in the 10-hour video package when it comes out. But it would have been kind of nice if they had shown that on TV, because there's a lot of non-Beatle fans and not huge Beatle maniacs who probably watch the show, and they might not have known about these things. They also didn't explain completely the reason they broke up. Ringo seemed to talk the most about that, but it seems to me they were dodging the issue a little bit, and they really didn't explain about the lawsuits and about Paul and Linda's father.
Press 1. Recorded November 28th at 12:38 p.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Paul from New Jersey. I also work in the television industry, and my opinion is that All You Need Is Love was definitely colorized, because if you play it for a couple frames at a time and you look at Paul's mouth, there's shots of his mouth where it appears to be blue, and that's a classic sign when something is colorized.
It's Pam again, and I'm finishing my message because I got cut off because this Beatlephone is much shorter than the old one that she had back in Boston. But I just wanted to add a few more things, if I can remember them now, so I don't have the piece of paper in front of me. But I did like the CD, although it's been getting like kind of crappy reviews, and I really don't know why. And Steve Morse of the Boston Globe, I don't know why they keep letting this guy write articles on the Beatles when we know that he doesn't like them very much. But he gave the CD a very poor review, and most of all, he was complaining about the poor quality of some of the old songs. But I mean, obviously, I think that was expected, considering they were recorded around 1958, 59, and they didn't have the greatest recordings back then. But I just want to say that I read several times regarding the TV, regarding reviews of the TV special, that they were going to be showing Paul George and Ringo talking about Priscilla Presley, which I noticed they did not do on the TV special. They were supposed to be arguing at the end about which color dress they were wearing the night they went to visit Elvis. And I noticed that they left that out. It'll probably be on the 10-hour video, I guess. But I'm babbling now, so I'm going to go
34 p.m.
Okay, I'll add my 2 cents. I think that they picked the wrong songs from the Decca audition tape. They picked probably the 5 worst. That's about it. The rest of it's great.
Press 1. Recorded November 28th at 2:26 p.m.
Opinions on the CD. I don't have an opinion because I haven't bought it yet. On the special, it moved right along. I mean, I was very interested in the topic, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask. Just like the Beatles, it went too quickly.
Press 1. Recorded November 28th at 2:35 p.m.
Hey, Joe, it's Chris. For me, it goes without saying that I agree with all the thoughts that you had the first day, that the anthology, the show is just above and beyond. It was superbly done. It just absolutely blew me away. And as a Beatle fan of many, many years, there isn't a whole lot I don't know about our Fabs, but there were some things I learned in that, and I found that to be the greatest part of all, most enjoyable. Of course, the most outstanding part was to see the 3 of them together again. The important thing to me above all was that the relationship seemed to be restored, and I think that's great. Anthology, the CD is marvelous. Free as a Bird is wonderful. This gives me chills, and gotta love it, huh? Take care, my friend. See ya. Bye-bye.
1 p.m.
Joe, this is Rob from Whittier, once again voicing my opinion, as you give us the opportunity to do from time to time. Overall, I'd have to say I'm very pleased with the anthology and the first 2 CD issue. Of course, those of us who are pretty hardcore collectors had an awful lot of that material that's on the CD, but it's nice to get the extra things that we didn't have, along with legitimate versions of things that we have had through bootlegs and things like that. The TV show, I thought, was a tremendous balance between what an average viewer of TV or music fan or something might enjoy, and for those of us that again are kind of more the hardcore. I thought it walked that line very well. It gave us enough complete clips of songs that we weren't unhappy with it, and at the same time was very informative to and interesting to those that aren't along with us Beatlemaniacs. And that's the opinion I've gotten from several friends who have called me as their resident expert and knowledgeable person to get my opinion, and that's what the feeling I've gotten from them. So it's been fun, and I look forward to the videos. Thanks.
Recorded November 28th at 6:05 p.m.
Hi, Joe. It's Matthew Hassan, and my only gripe with Anthology is so many of the EMI outtakes being presented in mono, when I know I've heard them in stereo on bootleg. And also, Ain't She Sweet was in mono when the other two tracks were in stereo. And someone even said it was the Bernard Purdy version. Oh well.
Press 1 recorded November 28th at 7:21 p.m.
Joe, this is Mike in Alliance, Ohio. The answer to that colorization, whether it was or not, can be found in the credits. They give credit to the people who did the colorization of the footage. It looks great, but it wasn't in color, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't have done it in color to begin with. But it was colorization. Okay, bye.
Press 1 recorded November 28th at 8:25 p.m.
Yes, my name is Jeff. I'm from New Jersey, and I thought the anthology was terrific. I just can't wait for the whole thing to come out on video. And as far as the CDs, as far as Free as a Bird goes, I thought it was very well done. I think when you listen to John's lead vocal as opposed to Paul's and George's, I think you could tell that John wasn't in the studio there with them. But other than that, I thought it was very well done. And thanks.
Press 1 recorded November 28th at 8:35 p.m.
Hi, it's Diane Rodriguez from Sharon, Massachusetts. I just want to say that I loved all three parts of the anthology. I especially loved the videos with the new songs at the end. It was great seeing them together. It just brought back so much emotion and a lot of nostalgia, and it was terrific. It's
30 at 5:36 p.m.
Hi, I'm a first-time caller, and I got my anthology the day it came out. I made my father go to Midnight Madness sale, and now I know he really loves me since he did that. And the minute I opened it up, I could smell the celery, and I shoved it in all my friends' faces and made them smell, and I thought, this is kind of odd. Am I the only one who would notice this? And I'm really glad to see that it's not just me and my CD or anything, and I feel special that I noticed it. So I just thought I'd tell you, and I really love the Beatlephone from what I've heard from it just from today, so keep up the great work, and I'm going to buy a subscription for my best friends for Christmas. Okay, bye.
30 p.m.
It was the best television I ever saw in my life.
Press 1 to 6 a.m.
This is Joe from San Diego, and that's basically it. But it turned out nice again.
Press 1.